Hello, Glenn Denman here, working on the bus again today. And what I thought I'd do today is just kind of go over just some of the things that I've accomplished in the bus in the last 5 years. I've got quite a few videos out, about 100 videos out now on various things. But sometimes it's kind of hard to chase down all those videos for any particular item. So I just thought I'd do a little overview of where we're at with the bus now. We've put about 25,000 miles on the bus so far. Driving around, we've driven it all the way to from Washington State to Missouri, Texas, and back. We've driven all over Washington State, down the Oregon coast quite a few times, and we're just having a great time with it. And now we have a 2006 Jeep Liberty that we tow behind the bus, and we've got the Roadmaster tow set up. And one of these days I'll do a video on that. Matter of fact, we just returned from a trip, about a 500-mile round trip from Sequim, Washington, up there on the Strait of Juan de Fuca, from Yakima, our hometown. Anyway, and so we've just been having a great time, and towing the car has made a lot of difference with the bus, with our trips, because for years we've had other buses in the past, but we've never had a tow vehicle. And having a tow vehicle has just opened up a whole new world for us with regards to traveling and being able to park in one place and just, you know, kind of go from there. And so, matter of fact, the last trip we made down the Oregon coast, we drove, it was about 450 miles down and 450 back, but we were able to stay down there about 8 days in an RV park. We just left the bus there. We could leave it there unattended. And we got in the car and we just drove all over the place and visited friends down there and stuff like that. So anyway, so since what I'd like to talk about at first here is just, why does somebody convert a bus? You know, why doesn't somebody just go buy an RV? I've always been the kind of guy that just always was a do-it-yourselfer. You know, I built my own house. I've remodeled just about every house I've been in. I've even remodeled apartments and houses that I was in that I was renting, of course, with permission from the landlord. And so I've just always been a do-it-yourselfer. You know, I figured if you can buy something, you can make it too. So even as a kid, I always just was fascinated with doing it, you know, doing it yourself. And growing up, I always wanted to get a bus ever since I very first heard the concept of it. And we've had 6 buses now. This is our last and final bus. I had a 4104, I think it was like a 53. We had a 50-something Eagle, or actually it was a cast borer before Eagle came into existence, but it was similar to an Eagle, and I think Eagle bought them out or something. And of course, that was just a gutted bus. And then we also had an Eagle 01. We've had a what do you call it, a fishbowl GMC. That one was actually converted, and we drove it for probably 15 years all over the place, all over Washington and Oregon, California, Idaho, all over the place. Anyway, and the kids kind of grew up with that one. So this one here we picked up 5 years ago in 2020. It's a 2002 MCI, a D4500. It's a 45-foot bus, and we've just been having a great time with it. So anyway, what I thought I'd do is just kind of go around and show the inside here on what we have here so far. It's not completely finished, but it's near to being finished, if you will. And so so I thought I'd maybe just kind of start at the front here and work my way to the back and just kind of talk over what it all is. So basically, of course, this is the front here, and the door is not the original door. It had the double doors, and I was able to get this door, a used door, from a guy in Illinois, and he shipped it to me, and I was able to fabricate it in there. Some of the things were already kind of built in the bus for it, but I had to do some modifying for the hinge and stuff like that, because obviously those double doors are quite a bit different. So as a result of that, I had to, you know, line this stairwell with different material than what was there before. So the stairs themselves are the vinyl tread that I installed, and then I have these rubber carpet pieces here, just to kind of pick up the dust as you're going in and out. So anyway, my most recent thing is this. This is a Blue Fire gauge assembly, a gauge setup that hooks into the port where you check for codes and stuff like that. And so it's temporarily hooked. This tablet is just kind of sitting here. We use it on our last trip. Some of the gauges that it has, the capability that it has in it, aren't available on the bus itself, but I was able to get an RPM gauge, of course, you know, speedometer, things like that, but also I was able to check my boost pressure, which I don't even know what good boost is and what bad boost is, but anyway, but it was boosting up to about 20 pounds as I was driving, so I don't know, I need to research and see what that is, but it just provides gauges that my original gauge doesn't have, especially the RPM gauge. Plus I was able to set it up so that I could see exactly what gear I was in the transmission. As the transmission shifts up and down, you can't really tell where it's at unless you kind of count it. So I was able to kind of work with the transmission, whatever gear it was in, and I could see my RPM gauge, and I could see if I needed to do some downshifting manually or whatever. And so anyway, so it worked out really well. So this seat here, I traded this seat. It was a new seat. Well, it's not new anymore because I've been using it, but this is a air ride seat. I had it custom upholstered from the outfit that I got it from. I traded all the bus seats for it. So it's a brand new air ride assembly, the full all the way to the base. And it's very comfortable, and it looks very stylish with the inside of the bus. So that basically, that brand new seat replaced the old one that was pretty nasty actually when I got the bus. So so I did choose to put carpet here in the front. I know it's not a lot of people don't like carpet, but I like carpet because it's quiet and it's warm. And so I do have carpet on the front here. I've got this couch here that I bought from my brother-in-law for, I don't know, $100 or whatever. And then I got this recliner at a used a thrift store up in northern Washington State, Aberdeen actually. So for the TV here, we have a 52-inch TV. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but actually it's very it works really well. And when you're just sitting here on the couch, you can just sit here and watch TV. Down below here, we have movies and stuff in there that we like to watch. And so other buses that I've had the TV up above the driver's area up here. And so then when you're sitting here on the couch watching it, you're having to turn your head sideways and watch it and stuff like that. And after a while, your neck starts getting sore and you have to switch places and things like that. This here, we're able to just sit right across. We're not real big TV watchers, but if we're just kind of stuck in the bus and it's pouring down rain or something outside, we'll watch a movie or two. My wife likes the chick flicks, and actually I kind of like them too, to tell you the truth. So anyway, so we watch that, and I like other movies like Clint Eastwood and stuff like that. So anyway, so the mini split here that I have, this Pioneer mini split, the main body of it is in the old condenser bay in the bus, and this will keep the bus cool to a certain point. It's very comfortable while we're driving, almost no matter what temperature is outside, but it doesn't keep the whole bus really cool. So since I've installed that, I've also installed these two fans that are very noisy. This one here, this one I want to install over here as well, kind of like this one, but in the meantime, that one there will run off the bus itself instead of on the batteries. so one of these days I'll reinstall that to where it's running off the batteries as well, or the bus system, but then also where it's a little easier to reach for my wife there. So anyway, so I have this device here that I can check my battery status. It's the Victron assembly, And so as you can see, I'm getting some solar power on that, and I don't have much for AC loads right now. Just the refrigerator actually is running since we just got back from our trip. So this cabinet here I've set up to where it's got pots and pans and stuff in it, and what's locked right now, but it's got pots and pans, and it'll actually fly open while we're driving. So I've got this deal here that I can pull and unlock it. Anyway, it's just kind of a little gizmo that I built. It just has a thing in the back that slides up and down, locks the drawers in place. The other ones I still have yet to kind of tie them off with string and stuff, because they're the self-closing drawers, but they don't really stay closed that well. A lot of them do, but the ones that have a lot of heavy stuff in them don't. They stayed closed just fine until we started loading them up and getting heavy and stuff. Then we started having problems. So this cabinet here is built over the old door, sliding door, the wheelchair access door. So that hardware is still up in here, and I keep my coffee and stuff up in there. So I went ahead and put this microwave in. I put it up into the cabinet here a little bit so I'd have more room down below here. And anyway, it makes for a nice little kind of a coffee area. So this door here is just rough inside. It's just a nice place for the broom. It's real shallow. Really, the problem here was I really didn't have any way of covering this part of the door. It was just kind of crazy. So I made this little door here for that. My paper towels are up here, and they come out down below, and that works really well. We enjoy that. The table here folds out or slides out. I've got a little lock under here. So it slides out, and then the leaf, the table leaf, is right here. Pops out of there and sets in place about at this size here. So it's comfortably can seat 4 people. Then it just slides in and out. The table leg itself stays in place, but the table slides. So I just use some drawer glides for that. So on the sink here, these cabinets here, we really don't have a lot of stuff in them. A few things. This is really kind of just not very many things. We almost have almost too many cabinets really, but we've got some bowls and stuff up here. I really prefer glass dishes. I don't care to use just a bunch of plastic stuff, even though they break easy. But for the most part, mostly everything is glass. This pantry here, I put some carpet in here, some of that sticky back carpet put in here, and it just makes it nice so canned goods and stuff don't slide around, or heavy things don't slide around very well. So then I've got wiring, of course, in the back there that I could cover up yet, but I haven't. Actually, these upper cabinets here, I put the round part of the original bus aluminum that was on the ceiling. I cut those up and put those on the back of each one so that I can remove those if I have to and run new wire. So as you can see there, I've got that kind of buttoned up inside. All of these have that all up and down, so I can run wires from the front to the back. I have at the driver's area, I have a screen here that's for the camera system. That's a hardwire camera system. I prefer to do that over the Bluetooth. And so with that, I can see the car while we're towing it. Plus I have a camera right here for when we're driving, just for out the front in case somebody whips out in front of you and you know, slams on their brakes, which I've had people do. Not so much in this bus, but it's happened before. And it's just nice to have that camera for evidence. It can either be evidence against you or for you, I guess, depending on which way you look at it. But anyway, so that I was able to install later, and so I ran the wire all the way from here across, all the way down, all the way to the back of the bus after the fact here, and it works really well. So one thing I wanted to point out here is the wiring in this bus. All of the outlets the lights, everything that's electrical in here, I installed after the cabinets were built, after the inside was pretty much finished. So that way, all the wiring is available to be accessed. It goes behind the cabinets here, on the wall behind the cabinets. It's inside the cabinets here, as you can see, wiring there. And so I did that just knowing that it's just nice to be able to get to that wiring at some later point if you have to. Anyway, so basically the walls and the ceiling, which, you know, what's left, walls and ceiling, there's no wiring in the walls or in the ceiling that I can't access. So I can drill a hole or cut a hole anywhere in the walls of this bus or the ceiling of the bus, and I don't have to worry about hitting a single wire because there aren't any in the wall, the exterior walls. So here's my control for diesel heater that I have down below. Another thing with converting this bus is that I went ahead and the bus had a duct system that went along the walls down at the base near the floor. And so a lot of people, they think if they remove all that ductwork, then they got to remove the whole system. Well, the air conditioning system is gone. It never worked even after I had the bus. It would have cost thousands to fix it. So that's completely gone, including the pump there in the back, or the air conditioning engine thing, whatever it is. Anyway, but what I did was wherever there was a hole in the floor that came from the bus heat system, I went ahead and just put a grate on it. So here I've got a grate here. I don't remember if this is a return air or if it's provides heat, but I've got one is a return air, one's a provides heat. And so I've maintained that throughout the bus. Matter of fact, if you look over here, this inside this cabinet here, I've ducted that in because there was also a heat source there from under the bus. And so that way it blows out here. So when we're driving, we can turn the heat on in the bus and heat the bus very quickly with that heat system still being in place without having to use our batteries or without having to use our mini split or anything like that. And as far as heat goes, of course. So anyway, so as you're coming this way, I've got the refrigerator here. This is a Magic Chef refrigerator. I think it's about 10 cubic feet. Works very well, and it's just like an apartment sized electric 110 volt refrigerator, and I have it sitting up off of the floor because I have some other duct stuff going on under there with the original bus heat system, as well as a diesel heater that I have down below. The garbage here is, anyways, garbage. The RV water heater is under here. This RV water heater came out of my first bus, actually, before I got rid of it. And so then I managed to get this compact little oven thing in here on top of the water heater. That was kind of an afterthought, but it worked out really well. So I was just going to put in a cooktop. So all the walls in this bus are, with the exception of the walls where the pocket doors are just a single thickness plywood. So where the pocket doors are, of course I have two thicknesses spaced apart so the pocket doors have somewhere to go. The way these pocket doors work is I've got a roller up here that came from a closet setup. Then it has the wheel that I installed here on the door. And then this track only goes back a few inches because otherwise it would end up, going outside the bus because of the curvature of the ceiling since I didn't raise the roof. So there's a wheel on the upper left side of the door, and then there's another wheel on the lower right side of the door that's in a track that's in the bottom of the wall. So that way there's still two rollers and the door works fantastic. Anytime I can remove this door by just simply taking these screws out here and I can take this trim off, take this piece off here that's also held on by screws, take this piece off, and I can remove the door, service the door, fix the rollers, whatever I need to, and then put it all back. And the same thing is true back here in the bathroom, is I can do that back here as well. They're both actually identical. So the bathroom here, got the sink from Restore, installed that, built the cabinet, of course. This curb here that I've got here has a heat duct in it, has plumbing in it, stuff like that, because of the way the wheels, the axle assembly in the bus is about right here. So that worked well for the toilet, but not so much for the sink. So I had to build that curb there and put stuff inside, and it works really well. It's actually worked quite well. So let's see what else. So I've got my exhaust fan here, which is a Max fan. And then of course this one in the kitchen is also a Max fan. This one here is one that it kind of opens up. You could have it open while you're driving if you want to, and not so much the back one. But anyway, my wires from the solar up on the roof come down through here and go down through a conduit down the back behind the refrigerator and down into the bay down below. The shower here, it's a fantastic shower. It's all porcelain tile. I'm here. Anyway, it's all porcelain tile, and it has the shower head that you can turn it on and off and stuff like that if you want to, and it's really a nice shower. So anyway, and then the light is the continuous what they call a Cobb LED light. It's just an aluminum channel with the light in it, and it works really well. This shower is absolutely fantastic. I couldn't have asked for a better shower. So here I've got the closet, which again, I've got the drawers tied shut just until I figure out a better way to close them. So I do have a light inside there, and I put a piece of the ceiling back on inside here. That just kind of cleaned the closet up pretty nice. So we try to keep some clothes and stuff in here while we're just so we don't have to transfer a lot of clothes in and out when we're traveling. So these drawers here just have like extra blankets and stuff like that in them. And then this side here. So the closet goes all the way through, obviously. And then this space here is hollow right here. So I've got wires and stuff inside there, again, that I can access anytime. So even though I have this thick wall right here, it really isn't a problem with taking up space or anything like that, because I was able to put wiring and stuff in it there. And so anyway, that's probably the thickest wall in the whole bus, but it's only about 8 inches wide. So again, just a solid 3/4 inches of wood here. I don't have any stud walls, that kind of thing, which I think wastes a lot of space. In the bedroom here, I've got the little puck lights in my trim that can be removed, and I can run wiring up and down. Same thing on this side. Same thing in the bathroom. I can pull that trim apart. And then this is like a big hollow space in here that has a bunch of wiring and stuff inside that. And so that's worked out really well. Anyway, so then my wife here has a little vanity here that she can do her makeup and stuff, and she really likes that. And anyway, you know, one correction on the wiring that I have in the walls. I say I don't have any wiring in the walls, but actually this wall here, I do have some outlets inside of it on both sides, but I can easily get to the wiring that's in those. So that's really the only walls that have any wiring inside them that isn't accessible, or as accessible as they could be. So back here, I've got a fan over each side there. Just put this little AC system in, which I recently did a video on. This thing works great, but since I put it in, it hasn't been hot enough yet to use it. So we're still anticipating that. But here I have the cabinets here on each side of the bed. The bottom acts as a clothes hamper. And these little tiny lights here work really well too for at night. They light up, and you know, you can read and stuff like that. One for each side. This side here, I've got the carpet in the shelves, but I still need to trim it, finish out the walls. This is my wife's side, so I did it first. So anyway, and then I've got just a little shelf here on each side. Plus, there's a cubby on each side here for shoes and stuff. Actually, the dog likes to go back there and kind of sleep back under there. But I've got one on this side as well. I put my boots in there. Anyway, and just the little shelf there. So then these blinds here, we kind of recently got these blinds. These work real well. They go up and down, and so the way these windows open is you pop this lever here and the lever inside the closet. There, if you can see that, and this whole window pushes out. It's 5.7 square feet. So that works on both sides. You can open each window if you need to in case of fire and stuff like that. So what else? So the top here, I have these. So I took this access on the top and basically converted it to a screened door. This opens up here, and I can climb out, and I can get on top of the roof. I can put my step ladder here and get up on top of the roof and clean the solar panels or whatever. And so then that just closes up real nice. I can leave it open if I want when we're parked. And of course, this one here, I suppose you could even have it open when you're driving, because it's the direction of the door is conducive to that. The front one over here, this one here does the same thing, except that you can't climb out there. But I can open it for air, and it'll lock in place about in that position. So I've got, of course, my solar panels there, and so that only opens so far. So, but anyway, that makes it really nice, though, because there really isn't much in this bus for screened windows. There's no screens on any of these windows. These four windows here, all completely open, just like the original bus does. And of course, the little driver's window opens up too. So anyway, so that's basically where I'm at with this bus. Some of the lighting here, I've got this little light here, and then I put in another light here that shines better on the table. Plus a little bit of light here over this area of the front of the refrigerator with that light on it, kind of shines into the pantry here a little bit, so that gives good lighting. Anyway, I've got plans, for other things in the bus, but it's just kind of nickel and diamond, little stuff here and there. Because it's mostly done on the inside. Here in the bathroom, which I didn't point out, I've got a cabinet here for towels and stuff like that here in the bathroom that creates a nice little divider between the toilet and the hallway here. And of course, my fan is right there. And actually, if I would have installed this fan over here instead, I would have had room for 2 more solar panels up on the roof. So I kind of cut myself short on that. But I can always do something different later. So this ceiling is a marine vinyl, and it's padded. I've got this rayon padding that I put over the whole ceiling. Of course, it's all insulated above that, super insulated above that. Besides blowing in the foam insulation, it also has insulation over all of the framework. And then this extra layer of padding under this marine vinyl also insulates even further. And one of the things I did here was I put this aluminum strip around the edge here, which I really like, because I think it kind of gives it a little bit of an industrial look. The wood is nice too. But had I thought to put the vinyl on the ceiling the way it is now. If I'd have thought of doing that earlier, I would have done that before I built the cabinets. And then I wouldn't have had to have anything here, because the cabinets would have just went right up against the vinyl. But too late now. And it works fine the way it is. And I really just kind of like the industrial look of it. So these cabinet doors all have piano hinges. So every piano hinge in here has a thin film of silicone between the hinge and the door and the hinge and the frame, just as kind of a Loctite there. So that way it just, you can take all the screws out and it still would stay in place. It just kind of keeps the hinges from working loose after a while, almost like Loctite or something, And anyway, and so that worked out really well. It was kind of a pain to do, but I think it just gives it a good longevity. All the doors are 3/4 inch plywood, birch veneer basically. And then this dark piece of oak here, these were oak staves that came from a winery where they soaked them. They were just probably light colored oak to start with, but they soak them in the wine, in the big vats of wine, for who knows how long, and then it turns them almost black. So I got those for free, and I was able to clean them up real nice, and I kind of dovetailed them into the plywood there, and it just kind of gave it a nice two-tone look. So plus they didn't cost anything except for a bunch of time cleaning them up and fixing them up and stuff. So I was trying to think. I can't really think of anything else in here. I'll probably do another video just on the progress of where I'm at on the outside of the bus, and a lot of things I still need to do or want to do. I want to put some curtains up here at the front. Somehow I haven't quite figured that out yet. But again, it's just another challenge that's kind of fun to have anyway. So anyway, so later on I'll do a video on the everything that's under the bus and the outside of the bus, and basically the functionality of the bus. We stayed in the bus for 8 days without any hookups at all in 95-degree weather down in Weiser, Idaho, last July. That's the longest single running stay we've had in it. Besides driving it, of course, we spent a month in it here a while back, but we stayed at a couple of friends' houses for 5 or 6 days each or whatever. So, but we've been able to stay in it for 8 days and we've only used half of our water capacity, and the solar power worked great, and it kept the bus cool with the mini split. And so we figured that we can stay in the bus for up to 2 solid weeks in the hot sun without too much trouble. It's pretty comfortable. It's fun bus to drive. Automatic, Allison automatic 6-speed with the Series 60 Detroit. Runs great. And anyway, that's just a video that I wanted to put out today. Just kind of get people up to speed where I'm at with it and where we are with it. And I'll do another video on the outside, and I'll probably do a video also on how we connect the tow vehicle to the bus. So anyway, God bless everybody, and I hope everybody has a good time with their buses or whatever kind of projects you're working on, and take care of yourselves. Thanks for watching.